Last time I worked on stuff like prefab assumptions to make prefabs like actually work without a bunch of setup, like out of the box. If you can just spawn them and they should work, you can make a new level. You can drop the player in there. The player should just work. Um, so yeah, I worked on that, and once those a lot of those assumptions were cleaned out, was able to make some new test levels as well as like a test level like general framework system to say like, okay, I'll do my normal level setup, but if you'd like to insert your custom code, here's the place to do it. And I set up a couple test levels based on that premise. Um, Offline, I integrated Wise to support better audio or like a more streamlined sort of audio pipeline. Um, I also set up like a decently robust repository structure using submodules. So there are like two bits there. One bit is like having an audio submodule. So the guy working on the sound and like work independently in a version controlled thing. Um, just could radically reduce the chance of any sorts of conflicts or any sorts of problems flowing up to the main project. And in trying to share the project, I noticed that it was taking a dependency on my like local QBZ tools package, but it was using an absolute path to where it exists on my disk rather than being a part of like the project. So I also used a submodule for that, where rather than using the one on my disk, I am just gonna have to keep it up to date, and I'm using a submodule that's cloned to like the package directory of the project. So, and that should be another case where um like the parent project, the actual game should be insulated against problems in the dependencies. Anyway, oh yeah, and I guess I think I continued integrating the arts I got as like an expansion of the Retro Lines asset pack that I'm using. I got like leaves now that are on theme. I got this vine I don't think I had before. I was using like the main platform here as the vine. I think having a distinct sprite makes a big difference there. Oh, I guess I have a tile set to use for the shops. And I set up something with masks. Oh yeah, black and white as well. This is like kind of the idea of what I would want for like all the stuff coming from time bubbles, is that it could like black and white and then back to color. It'd be black and white on the inside, and I mean you can't see it now because this is already pretty like limited color wise. And also there's stuff out here that's confusing. Enemies shouldn't be spawning anymore as well. So yeah, a lot of things to still do here, but incremental progress here, having like a mask setup where there are actually two tile maps layered on top of each other. And the actual like effect, the circle of the effect, is being used to like mask one tile mask and like reverse mask the other. So it looks like it's like sort of like inserted here artificially is like the vibe I was going for. And I think that's pretty much it. This still is pretty basic for our meadow level. It probably needs to be a little bit smarter about how it's spawning these platforms, a little bit more variation. Also, this like planet enemy setup is just not really representative. I imagined chickens being wander rather than like moving in a line like this. That should make them less dangerous. But I would also be adding in both rat burrows to spawn rats and also the burrow enemy to like be a mini version of the boss. So yeah, it's current state of stuff. But as an example of the usefulness of test levels, I will hop over here to test level items. And see, we got 4 shops right here. We got $999. So we are ready to like very quickly and easily test items in here. And that is what we're doing today, items. So this time, hopefully the first half, like meta framework level, yeah, I'm gonna have this and this. Hopefully the first half is like meta framework level stuff to, oh, you know what? That made me think of, I'm also gonna load up Visual Studio while I'm talking, so I don't have to wait. Anyway. So, improve out some of the active item stuff that is still like Uber placeholder. It's like a more middle ground placeholder point. Finally add in that UI for like what upgrades you have. Because that's just like displaying an image. It should be straightforward. Um, then the shop items are currently like splaying out on the root node. It's like it's messing up the object hierarchy. Just clean that up. And then whatever like sort of changes to the active item framework that are necessary um, to make them work with the existing shop systems, uh, do those changes and get active items in the shop. So we do those core like item support things. Um, if there's time, we can start adding some of the like special boss upgrades that are like a higher tier that do like more impactful things. So I wanted 2 for each, and I think I landed on 4 for that. Um, for the Rat King, you're gonna have like an evasion thing where the idea is like, oh, you have like a mini Rat King going on. Um, if you take damage, there's a chance instead one of your rats takes damage and you don't get hit. Burrow guy, he's gonna send out a shockwave on land that kills enemies. Just sort of like a earthy, type deal. Um, Second for the rat would be something where like he can get you some of your money back. Get like a little partner in crime. Gets you some of your money back when you buy items at shops, or maybe gets you a bonus item. And then the last one would be an active item for the burrow boss, where you would burrow down into the like your current platform if you're on one, and you would appear like further up the vine in some safe spot. Like it would wait for the spot to be safe or cleared out, and then you'd like basically teleport up the vine. So it could be an escape and also just like sort of progress dash forward. So first thing here is active item sprites and improving the active item UI. I think I already have the paint like pre-open with stuff. It might be on a different. Oh, it's right here. So yeah, these are the sprite. This is like the set of sprites I'm using for the current upgrades, and I think I probably have enough to work with here. We got two different stopwatches here for the timey effect. We got we can use one of these for the explosion effect, use like this for the laser. What's the fourth one again? Oh yeah, resetting your jump. Maybe one of these windy staffs. Or if maybe this feather, because I think this feather is already being used for upgrades. But yeah, point is plenty of options here to fill that out. I don't know that it's necessarily 100% going to be final, but I just want an incremental step up over what it currently is, which is I'll just literally colored circle, right? Yeah, yellow circle to show you that you have the time item, and then probably we'll still do some sort of fill UI like this, but nicer. I have this from a Kenny asset thing, maybe something like that. We'll see. Okay, first let's take a look at the code. So we probably want to look at how it's set up, where we're getting that color, because we want to put in a sprite instead. So I'm gonna guess it's under active items. Shot in the dark. Probably active item base with color. Yeah. Get active item data. Oh, this is the base. I would need to look at one of the derived. So like say I wanted to do time stop. Right. I have yellow here. Instead of yellow, I need a sprite. But this doesn't actually exist. So I can't have a reference to the sprite. I probably need to dynamically load it. And I can probably just pass the path here and leave it to the base class to dynamically load it. So see if that's something. Let's grab our watch. How big is this supposed to be? I have 31 by 32, so it's probably 32 by 30. Got our stopwatch. We're gonna save it as in our game folder, assets, resources. It has to be for dynamically loaded things. Maybe I should just say sprites. Clear. And this is, I'll just call it stopwatch. And we go back out to assets, into resources, and into sprites. So again, just to be clear, the reason there's like a graphics sprites and there's also a resources sprites is because anything that you want to dynamically load in code has to be under the resources path, I believe. So we're switch to 32 pixels per unit since that's how big it is. Change all these import options into pixel art. Guess that's it. And then go to our active item data. We're gonna change this sprite color to a string sprite path. String here, sprite path. Then to not have potentially a bunch of copies of things. Well, no, I guess they're only, I was gonna say maybe I want to like put them in a dictionary and like preload everything and then like check the dictionary first before I load it, but like there should only be one of everything, right? I guess so yeah, this is a question for like the reload workstream, so we'll leave it simple for now. Instead of a string, we'll hold a sprite. And here, just say sprite equals resources dot load Sprite path. That's it, I guess. Oh, I have to load sprite. And then let's just add some debug logging to see if this works. Right. Write that name. Else. Okay. What else? Now all the active items should be broken. So like, hey, passing a color and this wants a string. So here, time stop. You can say not yellow, but stopwatch. Or stopwatch. Stopwatch.png. We'll see. Bomb. Let's just put stopwatch for everything. And place these out as we get one to one. That's cool. Studio knows what I'm doing. Does it? Yep. Okay. I have a feeling. Oh yeah, file layer to start with. Oh, none of the, or not none of these, but a. Where is this called? Who's calling it? Just need to change this to sprite. Get item data sprite. Right. Sprite. Okay, we compiling? We good? Let's think about getting a new computer. Tired of looking at this compile bar. My computer is like 7 years old. Alright, we did not set the sprite properly. But didn't crash, so that's something. It's maybe worth noting here, we did not even get our debug print. Why would that be? This must crash. Check that. Load. Right path. So yeah, I suspect that resources.load call is like crashing the thread, and then that's why we never got any debug printing, and that's why we also did not sprite. Oh, heck. Maybe it's on start? I'm not sure. Why would that be? It's just not something I can print from? I don't think that'll print right, but let's see. Yeah, Oh, I had the wrong freaking filter selected. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. There has to be something. Yeah, these little filter buttons right here, I didn't have information up. Yeah, let's see if we can load. It seems like no, the stopwatch is not loading. I saw some nulls in there, but let's just get a clean output here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay. So it tried to load it, and it didn't. Let's double check that first. Stop playing. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Sprites. Where I passed the name. Shouldn't be stopwatch. It should be Sprites stopwatch. It's the path relative to the resources directory, not the Sprites subdirectory I made. Oh, there's a stopwatch. Oh, did it. The UI is still kind of placeholder. I mean, I can make it, I'm not really gonna do leaps and bounds here, but we can just make it a little bit better by we'll put like gray in the middle here. My colors. Set them. Right click. Colors. It's the reset. Control Shift click. They are. I guess just something like that. Or yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get like too hung up on this. I just want to make it look very slightly better. So that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna save this under Sprites UI. The active item background. Then we just need to change the actual like sprite on the image to whatever that new thing we just added was. Did I name it? Active item background. See if that looks better. It does look better. I don't know if it looks good. And also it's off center. I can probably get away with a black background with white outline. Maybe I also want a slight like black another back. Yeah. I think that's what I want. So basically just can use the circle to want another like an outer ring of edge. And this version of it. Harsh version, yeah. Okay, and why are you off center here? -8. I'll just adjust it when we got some artifacts down there, up there. Yeah, we'll fix those artifacts real quick, and we'll also move our boy here up I actually did like the gray better, but maybe a like slightly darker gray. Move this to 0. Is that centered? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? All right, so we'll move this to 0. We'll change this to like dark gray. And then we need to get rid of like there are like tiny invisible pixels on the outside. Yeah, see there they are. There they are. I missed them. Anything else? I think I should probably set. I like the look of that a lot more. Um, Maybe it should turn green when it's ready. Probably be doable, right? I just want to double check I haven't like somehow broken the system. So let's go find someone to time stop. Should be enemies down at the bottom probably. And add that to the test level setup script. Like, look at all this time of no chicken. Are chickens ever gonna spawn? Guess not. Must be based on some number that I'm pausing. Or I moved it from the camera and made it an optional thing. Fix. But the UI, I think it's fine. Guess I can. One other thing I want to try real quick. I have like a core that's a little bit dark. Like good or bad. And with aliasing. And not 110. Then we resize it to whatever the size is, which is 128. From the middle. And we get rid of the junk. And now we can put it in a new layer, so blend. Might not be big. Yeah, I guess the thing was 32, right? So we probably want this to be like 48 to be able to contain that thing. See the same thing. I got rid of some of my edge there. Okay. I think that's gonna look slightly better. Just have to merge down, save. Then where I'm updating the UI, I'll the color thing as well, and then I'll call this done. Should be it's like right on the edge. It needs to be like very slightly bigger. It should have just been a shame. I should have gone for 64 to begin with. That doesn't look even. Need to go back to yeah. Going through 48 would have made it less precise. A times charm. And what's the other thing? Oh yeah, color. So where was that sprite function? In this active item manager. So this color equals if dot some like cooldown ready or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cooldown timer less than 0. Ah, let's just make a helper for that. Doesn't already exist. It doesn't look like this. Public cool and is on cooldown turn and cooldown timer greater than 0. Yep. And then over in our manager, we can say, hey, the color is, well, if we're on cooldown, then just white, else green. Maybe gray and white. I don't want to have to like deal with setting up multiple layers and only affecting one layer. You know, because you probably don't want the stopwatch itself to. Basically, I don't want to deal with this. I would like if I could make it easily only the right, only like the outside ring be green. But I think gray works even a little bit better. It's like it makes it kind of like a little bit hidden the UI kind of. But yeah, it looks good to me, good enough to me. Next thing to do, so we do have the UI, we do have the sprites, but we do have one last thing, and that would be to fill out the other ones. So remember we have here a bomb, a laser, and a reset jump counter. So start with I'm just looking to see if I get any videos. All right, we're gonna use these stabs for um these staves for staves for bomb and laser. Maybe we should start with this one so we can go to the next one. You know what I mean? So we have like a progression. I'm just gonna make a 32 by 32. It uses my like selection box here. I can get basically a new layer. I think that's good. I'll just crop it and recenter it. Oh, I have to go down to the other layer though. Yeah, so stay there. Crop. 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 And recenter. Okay. Call this not under UI. This needs to go under graphics so it can be, or under resources so it can be dynamically loaded. Sprites. Call this fire staff. Okay, now in our active item bomb, we change stopwatch to sprites, fire staff. Oh, that reminds me though, I forgot to set pixels per unit. Let's do that really quick. Fire staff, it should be 32. And then on our UI sprite that we added, it should be like actually what the sprite is, which I believe is 128. Settings. We got our stopwatch. Hitting the number keys not do anything. It should in this level. Did we successfully load our fire staff? Yes, we should have. But I guess maybe Why can I not? Let's go to our test level items, see why this doesn't work. Oh, it wasn't the number keys. That's why. And it's O and P. Well, that also doesn't work. Oh wait, yes it does. I just need to wait. Okay, there's our fire staff. I think maybe these should be a bit bigger. Like they can probably be 1.5. Should be most of the space, right? So 1.5 of 64, it's plus 32, so 96. That seems it's fine enough. It should be whatever the middle ground between these two values is. So between 64 and 96 is 32, and if it were 16 instead, you'd go down to 80. Yeah, that looks good to me. Let's. So there's our fire staff. Okay. Get our laser staff. Grab that. Just better crop it. And resize it. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong thing. There we go. Is energy stack, let's say. Yeah, we go to laser. And change it from stopwatch to sprites. Energy staff. And let's go set the energy staff to 32 pixels per unit, and then we should be good to go. Okay, stopwatch is fine. That's something not set yet. Fire staff looks fine. Laser staff looks fine. Double check this is actually a laser. It is. Cool. So two more, because I do still want to spray for the test item one. So reset jump counter. Use a wind staff if we want to be like on brand. But is there anything slightly better? These are all like weapons. This is all like Dude, the feather could work. Some of the plants could work. But I think, yeah, I think the closest would either be like some boots or the wind staff. So I don't know, just keep it simple. I'll go to the wind staff. Might have to find a different asset pack. I might run out. I don't know. We'll see. I like this one so far. I there's still some to go with this. It's already cropped, so let's go to 32 by 32. Make sure we don't lose any wind. Yeah, cool. Even it. Oh, it's I guess a water one. This is lightning. So it appears here. Let's just set it to 32. Depression thing. Then in reset jump counter, change it from stopwatch to sprites, wind staff. Just double hit play. There we got our stopwatch. That's nothing. Hopefully that's the debug. Yeah, there's the fire staff. Should be double checking these as I do them. Up. Laser staff. Yep. Fine. Wind staff. 1, 2, staff 3, 4. Still has the velocity problem, but it functionally works. Okay, let's get one last sprite. It can just be like anything for the debug placeholder sprite. It'd probably be something that like stands out and I wouldn't otherwise use. Not sure what that would be. Like thinking of a use for all. Maybe it's just like base wand. I don't know. Crystal ball. I'm like way overthinking this. I'll grab the skeleton key. Save as skeleton key. $32. Okay. Go to that active item test. Sprites. Skeleton. Okay, we got our stopwatch. Wind staff. Energy staff. Fire staff. Oh, did I do energy staff again? Might have hit the wrong con. There's our debug. Did printing to console. this item was used. Oh, which reminds me, let's delete this other console of printing with that deletion. And go ahead and call task 1 here, assigning sprites, improving the active item UI to be done. Okay, so next is the UI selected upgrades. I think this should be relatively simple. We just need to make like a baseline image and like sort of a canvas where the images are gonna go. An image, like a base image that's just like a square, and then when you buy a thing, it'll like reveal a square or spawn a square, and switch the sprite to the sprite of the thing that you just bought. So let's go into our UI group switcher, landscape group. Game group. Make a new empty object. It's going to be landscape upgrades parent. Make it a canvas group. Not interactable. And we add a image. Okay, we call this our collected landscape collected upgrade image. Or actually, it probably doesn't need landscape, just collected upgrade image. It's going to be a prefab that I guess we'll say I had a thing that's like the stopwatch, which I think I might. I want to just like see it show up. Let's find out. Yep. Okay, cool. Let's take this moment where it being in a very obvious place to pick where we want to put it. Like over here. See if it's 960 by 720, then that means half is 480. So, and let's say I want it to be like 32 by 32. Let's see how small that is. Is that too small? Might be too small. What does halfway look like at 48? Maybe, 32. Okay, then it's probably like some amount of alpha and like some amount of gray. Because it should just be like, yeah, see, it just makes it fade into the background a little bit more, emphasizes it's not like an active element. What else? What else? I guess positioning, right. So we're 32, so we're 16 wide. So at 480, it would be dead center. And then I want to add 16 to negative 480. That's 464, right? Yeah, that's right on the edge. See? Okay. The other edge. Okay. Let's say it's 336. That's probably fine. Then down a bunch. Tiny bit. Alright, I think that's good. It's like 340. That's slightly over more. Oh, I guess 340 the other way. Yeah, I think so. So negative 332, 150. Maybe 144. little bit more. So 160. D2? What is D2? Okay. So we start at this position here. Like 332, negative 162, right? And then each time we want to spawn a new thing, we're gonna bump it over, let's say 20. It would be 16, but you probably want padding. So the 330. Well, what does it look like without padding? It would be at 348, or I guess it would have to be another 16 to 360. Yeah, I mean this is probably enough spacing. Yeah, I think it's fine. So we're gonna go 32 over until we hit an edge, and then we're gonna go up. And let's make note. Let's do a couple things. Let's save as a prefab. Resources, prefabs. We're already in here. Yeah, UI. We'll just copy out this. Then we can stop playing the game. Get rid of this, and then yeah, we're gonna add a new UI script. Do this. So create C# script, collected upgrades UI. This should just load its base image. Anything where I'm like, decorating like a chicken and I want to have like a red chicken, sure, I'll set a reference. But anything where it's like a back-end infrastructure thing, I feel like it's better to just load it in code. Load prefabs UI, whatever I just named that thing. We're gonna have to go find out. Name collected upgrade image. That is our private game object. Upgrade prefab. Then we also probably want to counter. It's like I'll see. Anyway, this is the load prefab saves into this. And then on start, we're just gonna go say int upgrades, k upgrades per row is 5. Then int k num rows, we'll say 10. And we're gonna say for I equals, well, let's look at what our numbers are. Int, I guess it's vector2 int start pos, or I'll just say pos is equal to new vector2 int at negative 3032, negative 162. That's just the thing we figured out. Then we will also have const int k space mean, which is 32. Okay. Then for int I equals 0, I is less than num rows, right? Then for int j, 0. Oh, thought space between. You got it wrong this time. Studio. It's actually k upgrades row. We'd say call this base pos. Base pos. I'll say float x offset is equal to j negative j times negative k space between. And the I offset I can figure out, Y offset I can figure out here. I equals I, yeah, I times space between. And then, so we have a vector2 int pos is base pos plus, or I can just say new vector2 int base pos dot x plus x offsets base pos dot y plus y offsets. This should not be a float, it's an int, as is this. Okay, then we will instantiate at, instantiate our upgrade image prefab, our parent being transform, like this object. And then on the object, we will set the position, say equal. The rect transform just translate that? What if I explicitly get the rect transform? Object get components rect transform. R rect is this rect dot x is equal offset x. What are my set options here? Set position and rotation. I think it's this. But it's not gonna like a vector2 int. No. Whatever. I think that's what I need to do. So if what I did worked, the idea is we don't have any like sprite replacement yet, but it should spawn the grid that we would eventually be able to see as like a representation of what we would incrementally grow. Did not do that. Did not do that at all, but I'm pretty sure I didn't add my, let's add that now. Selected upgrades UI. Okay. Now let's see. Okay. Pretty much what I wanted and pretty much fits. I wonder if I should make it bigger and have more space. Maybe since I have like parameters I can easily tweak, let's just do one. That's right, like that. 32 plus 16 is 48, but let's say only 4 per row and 12 rows. Is that the same total? Pretty much. Shorter. 50 versus 48. Uh, yeah, I don't like that. What if we split the difference? I might. Okay, I mean, that also fits, but I don't know if I like it better. I think I prefer the compact one, actually. So, probably still even have more rows, but I'd pop this back to 30. Okay, so, I mean, at the end of the day, this proves the concept that we can, like, display such images, right? So, maybe we should always do this, but then just say object.setActive false, and then we'll light them up as we go. I think that's good in the context of like a loading perspective, like front loading all the costs. Then we can have num collected upgrades starting at 0, just to know how we would index into this. We also are going to have to like put the but what we expect to see here is there should be no upgrades. They should all be hidden because we do set active false after their spawn, and that is the case. So next up, we save these in an array. So private game object and reference. This is m upgrade images, and we know how many we need at this point. It is a new game object of k upgrades per row times k num rows. What is the flat here? It would be I times j upgrades per row plus j. Okay. And then as like a test of this, let's add our function that we would call to be like public void set for like show upgrade. Say sprite. So then we say upgrade images at num collected upgrades dot show or dot set active true. I guess before we do that, we should upgrade its image. You know, since we care about the image at the end of the day, let's just store the image and we can hop back to the game object from the image. Save R. Okay, and then from O2. Say game object set active true. And the other way we can say, well, we should probably just cache it at this point. Well, do we need? It is cached. Just sprite. Okay. And then at the end of start here, as just like an incremental test, we'll say show upgrade resources load, right? It'll be a stopwatch by default, so let's make it a sprites fire wand. Is that what I called it? Oh, I think I called it staff. Energy, staff, and in staff. The other thing we have to do here is after we do that, that it moves on to the next one next time. All right, so we should see only 3 upgrades, and they should be the 3 staffs. And that is what we see. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right, let's get rid of this like test code, and then we're gonna have to look to the upgrade code, the upgrade to like forms is happening. So player modifier base maybe on by added to player at runtime. So first frame will be frame bought. Okay. I guess what I need to do would be like right here-ish. So like, okay, set yourself up, and then right here I will let the collected upgrades UI know. And if I make this a static array, then I can make this a static function. Yeah, this should be private. Yeah, they should be, yeah. Okay. So now our modifier base, I can change to say, hey, the collected items UI, collected upgrades UI, show upgrade, and I just need to find the sprite. Which do I have? I guess not. Surprised the modifier data doesn't include. It does include sprites. Oh, but it's just in this other class. Okay. I remember they do have this kind of annoying little setup though. Dang. Okay. So the annoying, well, I guess not annoying, it was just like a necessary bit here is these things are made up of 2 sprites where one is like the tintable color and the other is like a base that will not get tinted. So that you can like dynamically create some stuff at runtime. I think I'll add that capability in a second, but my modifier base know what it is? No, it doesn't. Okay, I think this actually has to come from the shop. Having the static thing is cool and all, but like the shop is the one that will actually have all the information because it needs the sprites, display them in the shop. Just look like on buy or something. Oh, I want to leave the shop. Take it back to the shop. On input. Okay, yeah, if bought, port shop item bought. Maybe I should just subscribe to this. Is this an event? Yeah. And it gives you the index. Is that enough to find a sprite? I think it is. So let's find out. The idea then would be here in collected items UI. And instead subscribe to this. Shop item spawn manager on item bot. That makes sense to me. So on start, you would say shop item spawn manager on item bot plus equals, we'll have to add a helper function. So that'll be private void on shop item bot index shop item bot. And then what do I do with the index? I say like shop item spawn manager dot get item or something. Yeah. Get shop get shop item spawn data from index. And I guess prefab. It's just prefab.sprite. Sprite stuff happening. Shop item base. Oh man, there's like a lot of different types here. This needs some unification. Item. Shop item. There's modifier item. Pretty messy. Lots of structs with different, sometimes overlapping info. Needs cleanup for better integration with other components. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's getting... It's like getting a thing from a thing from a thing. That makes sense. Like, I'm pretty sure the shop is looking at the modifier data to fill out this shop item spawn data to... yeah, so... Let's see where that's happening. Okay, here's spawn shop items. Gets a choice. It removes this from like a list of valid indices. I guess so this is like reroll protection. Then I get the prefab. Where? Technically I can get it off the... Yeah, you know what? Let's get it off the prefab for now. It's like a too long a line. And I already wrote down like a future action item to you know, figure out a more unified item frame. If thinking about this also needs to interact with like when you do a challenge gem and can pick up an upgrade or get an upgrade from a boss or something like that. and it really should have a like a common event that you can go through that I could subscribe to instead here, where the upgrade UI could instead respond to something like got new upgrade instead of like dealing with the shop directly. And then the shop would also call this like new upgrade interface. Anyway, we get our sprite, and then we show upgrade at sprite. And assuming this is fine, then we can add the secondary sprite and color thing. It's not that hard to set up. You just need to change our base prefab to be like 2 images instead of one, like a child image and a main image. Dye one of the images, and you know, I need to actually buy something. Okay, definitely not working there. Oh, because there's a crash here. Um, oh, I got Sprite when I need to get Sprite renderer. That's what it is. And then I say SR, SR to Sprite. Basically, it looked for the sprite as if it were a component instead of like a resource or whatever. Okay, kinda. It's only giving me like the outline, so you can see how that's set up. About all the things. Let's do the more complicated version of that. Where we add, not that, not, yeah, this collected upgrade image, we basically copy paste it. Now there's, call this image secondary, or image primary, I think this needs to be the child. Image secondary is the parent. Yeah. Well, actually, let's just have an empty parent at the top. Collected, upgrade, so bad at spelling. We'll have collected upgrade image, name file. It's here. Uh, Anything else? So, oh, rename this second. I should make it something else so it's obvious. Just switch it to the boots primary and secondary so I can. Is it? Okay, it's fine. So what we do here, we say sprite primary. Well, let's leave this call of it, then add a different call. Do primary sprite, do secondary sprite color. And instead of this, we save our sprites. Oh wait. Dang, I have to switch this to game objects again. Because the image would the thing I'm looking for. Right. Get component image dot sprite. Okay. Then here we say this set active true. This I guess it's var images components in children. Then images 0 sprite new primary sprite 1 sprite secondary sprite also images 0 dot color C. And then this what else? What else? Let's grade objects. And then in our callback here, we need to do more stuff. So we'll say SD for our spawn data. Or actually just object, the prefab. Save our SR is equals object dot get components children sprite render or no image not. Oh wait, no, I guess it would be sprite renderer on the shop items. And then if SR's dot length is greater than 1, call this one. SR's 0, SR's 1, SR's 0 dot color. Right? Oh, dot sprite. Otherwise, call the other override. That's just this. Okay. So, in theory, what we should see is instead of just the outline when we buy stuff, we should see both the primary and the secondary layers of these sprites, and they should be tinted some color. No, okay. There's something, the object hierarchy isn't as I expect it to be. That arrow is being inserted as like the shop item selection arrow. Let's take a look here. One of our shields. Okay. The selection arrow comes second, so that just means we need to just this plug in something. There we go. Okay. Did it load? No, I didn't hit play. Okay. This does show the value of test levels, where if I didn't do this, I would have had to run up to a shop, which could take a while. These are all red because I made them red on the base prefab, so let's go fix that. I've, also in this case, let's do this as well. Okay, so hopefully that fixes the colors, assuming it does. That's it for this, and we can move on to the next thing. This is causing 2 hits for some reason, so there's some kind of shop bug there. Okay. One last thing to fix here. See these gray squares? These are for items that only have one sprite. They don't have that secondary sprite. We need to make that secondary child inactive. So we actually need something similar to this. This here. Sprite here. Then images 1 dot enabled false. So if we're in the case where there's only one sprite to work with, disable the secondary sprite. And hopefully that'll address that gray square issue I was seeing. No, it did not address that. Why? Let me grab my image here. Did not get disabled. That's basically what happened. If I disable, is it right? No. Oh, maybe it just needs to, yeah, it's on pause. Okay, so it just didn't disable properly. Why is that? I think it's maybe the object needs to be disabled. Try that. There's like an inconsistency. Like sometimes it's hard to exactly know when the right moment is to disable a component versus enable the entire object to like actually get the behavior you want. There's our shield. Dang, it still didn't go away. What the heck? The only thing I can think of. Let me see if it's actually going down this override. It's possible that there is some dummy sprite in there that it is not detecting we are in that case. We'll say debug log, single sprite. Sprite. Well, actually, so SRs that linked will always be greater than 2, I think. It's not getting deleted. So let's look at our shop and see what can we key on for these single use items like this glove. One day I'll click on the glove. Okay. Secondary sprite is enabled. Sprite render is not. We can say srs.length equals 2 and srs2 dot enabled. Let's try that. I think, and I'm thinking that's the thing so much that I'm even gonna get rid of this. Will I regret deleting that debug printing? Let's find out. Or will it just work? TM. Here we go. Shields are all double sprites. Wing is a double. Alright, glove. Alright, we did it. It seems like the color did not get applied. I guess there's still a color in this case, so let's add color. Let's see. Yeah. Same deal here though. We want to fade it a little bit. Okay. So we got rid of the gray box. Hopefully we're properly plumbing the color now. And assuming that works, we have our proof of concept for our like collected items UI. Yep. Yeah, I was saying, why is that gray? That one's supposed to be gray. This all looks good to me. Go buy a bunch of other stuff. Might already have this stuff because I feel it's like shop spawning stuff. I picked well, there's a bug with toggling black and white there. If if the thing spawns when you are in the shop, it'll start black and white and then it's off from everybody else. Oh, hello, better yet, Shark. Welcome back. We're working on item stuff today. See, I got my item UI here. A slightly nicer setup here for the active use items. And that's also for like all of them. I got some like random sprites there to be a little bit nicer than a like debug circle. And also see what stuff you got. So yeah, but that is that's good enough to cross that off, I think. The collected upgrades UI. And this next bit should be actually very easy. The idea here is just I'll launch the game to show it. See this collected upgrade? Not that. That actually is set up correctly. This. See, at the root level, we have like 80, like dozens viable upgrade base. This needs to be spawned under a parent and not pollute the object hierarchy like this. It just, you don't have a properly set up object hierarchy, it just makes it hard to find like when you're looking for something. It's a waste of time. So we're gonna look at the shop here. Like spawn, or I guess the shop item spawn manager is what we want. You can find that from here. Yeah. So yeah, this loop here where it's doing like viable upgrade base. We need after this instantiation to just parent this. So I think even just doing well, I don't know about. We should probably even create another parent here that's like bar shop viable item parent is equal to game object just viable item parent. And that game object's parent Oh, it can't do that. We'll do buyable item parent, a transform dot parent equals this transform, and then here when we're spawning these like subsequent items, we can say that their parent is the buyable item parent, and this is basically just folders for our game objects. Um, yeah, let's see that fixed. We would hope to see way fewer objects at the root level in our hierarchy. Okay. Yeah, there are no more shop items, but our hierarchy is still pretty polluted from shops and from collectibles. While we're just doing this similar task, since the first bit of it was so easy, let's also clean those up. So let's go to platform spawner, I believe. Spawns like the shops and stuff. Um, yeah, we already have a platform parent, so we should just use it. We can even say like special area parent to further organize it. We can just copy this and have a separate and special area parent. Oh, and where we spawn those special areas, spawn platform isn't it? On shop. So yeah, they're all gonna go into spawn special chunk. And we just need to add here, your parent is m special area parent. Dot transform. We'll bump that to the next line because it's too far. Okay. That clean up those shops and oh nope, that's file error. What's the problem? I messed up. Oh, I don't know how that happened. What failed? On line 188 of our platform spawner, something probably related to what we just did. Yeah, this special area parent not being created properly. I think this has to happen sooner. I think like the S-level injection thing. It's not up. Try that. See if I got a new computer. All these times I had to wait like 10 to 15 seconds. I could instead wait like 1 to 2 seconds. Then you multiply that times like 10 billion compiles. I don't even remember what I'm testing. Oh, right. Did we clean up the hierarchy? And it looks like we did. All that's left is money. Our yeah, we have special area parent here with all our junk neatly organized. Okay, let's go do the collectibles as well, and then there's maybe just thorns to clean up. I'm tired of 10 million objects. I need to be able to find stuff. Spawn collectible. Instantiate here. Parent is. I guess we should probably make another parent object here. So, okay. Still have it? Yeah, we can just copy it. Instead of platform parent, it will be private game object. M collectible parent. And then when we spawn in those collectibles, on them under that parent. Okay. Almost, we're getting there. Okay, yeah, so the only like spammy junk we have left here is thorns, which you can clean up next, connecting vine, which we can also clean up. So it's fine. I think I can just search like spawn thorns probably. Damn. Not for sure. No, that's something else. That's the UI. Where are the thorns spawn? Here they are. Yeah, yeah. Just another thing that needs a parent. Awake in here? Look like it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's just add Thorns Prefab. With a Thorns Prefab, we'll have a private game object and Thorns parent. Parent, new game object. Named parent. And mthorns parent transform parents. This. Then when we spawn the thorns, give them that parent. The other one was connecting vine. Was connecting. Oh yeah, connecting. Yeah, this we already. Oh, I see. This is spawned under the platform activator. It's fine. We can just keep doing the same pattern, I think. I don't see any problem. So we would have private game object and connecting vine parent. Technically, they should probably be under the same parent. I don't know. This should maybe be preloaded. Something I have to look into. Let's make a note. Should the connecting vine be spawned instead of spawn relevant platform activator? Technically, that'll be a slight like runtime lag improvement. A slight, I would imagine, now that most of the stuff has uh, been moved to like load time. Okay. Parent here. All these like little things you don't think about when you're like doing game jams every week, but like as I've been working on this a couple months, like spamming the object hierarchy to the point where it becomes unusable does become like very relevant problem. Okay. think there's nothing left. Okay, just player footprints. Kind of even want to. I can't put them on. It's fine. They only live for a few seconds. I feel like this is a fine place to draw the line. And also they can't really be spawned under the player, or they'll follow the player around. If like some part of their hierarchy is ultimately under the player's hierarchy. Yeah, so these little like light footprints are the last sort of thing. But still, we're in the realm of less than 20 objects at any time. And if I'm just doing nothing, it's just all that's there are like nice, well organized hierarchies. So we're gonna cross that off. Okay. Active items in the shop. This I think this is doable. One like future concern around this. Guys, it's timestamp. Might not. One future concern around this. The want to like drop off your current active item on the floor probably so you can change your mind or like come back and pick up your old active item perhaps. But for now, I think like a proof of concept version of this, it's fine to just say, okay, let's just eat. This is your new active item. Like your previous one is gone forever. And in the items test level, I can just swap between them at will anyway. So it's not like anything is like a one-way operation. Okay, let's look at the shop. The It's actually the shop item spawn manager, and it's like so this like buyable upgrade base thing. We probably wanna duplicate this. Want to duplicate this for our items, but I don't know if we have any. I don't believe we have a list like this. So we will also probably need like a top level list component. I guess the active item manager has that list. They aren't all necessarily buyable in the shop. Okay, for starters, let's duplicate buyable upgrade base. That would be side areas, shop, buyable upgrade base. Is not sure. Oh, I guess shop item upgrade. Might need something like this. Actually, maybe we can just I'm not sure if we actually need the exact same thing. Single buy already bought extra rarity. Huh. Guess we should just see what happens if I try and like plumb it all through. So let's just get to it. Assuming we'll be able to use buyable upgrade base, and then we'll see what crashes, and whether or not that crash justifies like a slight code change, or splitting that out into a separate class. It's possible we won't finish this tonight looking at the time, but there's enough time left that it's too early to call it. I gotta like make some progress on this. So in terms of the list, that is the active item manager, I believe. Active. Does it know? Yeah, see, it knows. It has this array of all the active items. It needs to be static, and we need to add some additional data that's like public. Cool. Yeah, I guess. And viable shop. We'll say the default for this is I don't think I'm actually allowed to do that. Um, this I can do, I believe. Oh wait, yes, I can. Okay. Then our shop item spawn well, then we have to make it like static. As active items. And all these things are gonna have to be static as Saint, eh? Static. Hope there aren't consequences. Famous word. I hope there aren't consequences. Yeah, you can S. Doesn't know this one for some reason. This one. It looks like that's fine. Um, Next, I guess I can just make it maybe the best way. I could make a helper. I could just say like I want specifically the shop. Was there no friends in C# class? I guess not. I'll just write a getter then. Uh, bah, bah, bah. Yeah, let's just turn it. Hit active item at index and index turn as active item index should be public static, and then also get active items link. All right. No? Oh yeah, and okay, so now we have functions we can call from our other guy, shop item spawn manager. We basically want to duplicate what we're doing for upgrades, right? Except we want active item base, call it AIB, in active item base S active items, or I guess we're getting them. Okay, so int num active items equals active item base get num. Can I not? It's a problem. Oh right, active item manager, not active item base. Get num active items, then for int I equals 0, I is less than num active items I. And we say active item base, say IB is equal to get active item at index I. We load the Bible upgrade base and instantiate it. Then we need a new overload of set data here. Need like descriptions and stuff. Oh, there already is description stuff. It's not plumbing them to anything. So public void set data active item data. The private? What's public now? AID. We'll just set a temporary price for now. Wanna see if I can get to like some intermediate goal here. We can see something before I call it a night. I don't want to leave it like in a half finished state. I think this is actually just the same. Why don't we just do like set data impl? Technically they could same interface, but string name string desk int price right as primary right as secondary color C. And then we basically just on all this except this. Desk price S primary D S secondary. Okay, now we can just call that. md.price, d.sprite, d.secondary sprite. Definitely gonna bump that. And same deal here. We do AID instead. There's no color, so color white. Okay, so this should be we need there to like set up AIB work? No, we need the active item data. Here, like an M data. Okay. Okay. Um, AIB data, active item data. Okay. Um, these are confusing. Let's just go through the name. A little bit less confusing. See if that works. Kind of expecting it to crash or not even. Yeah, see there. Oh, I need to go through and say this everywhere. Click. That was the laser. Save that. Set jump up. Oh, one more. Just okay. So this will 100% crash if I actually try to buy the item. But does it fail if I just try and game? And it seems like the answer is yes. Because this is not big enough. Need some buyable items to be bigger. Need it to include this value. So let's set up here and add it to list. Okay. Now our array should have enough space to members and not it's not crash at that crash a little bit later. That's the hard. Okay, game did not crash, so we're allowed to run around, allowed to use our debug controls to change our active item. So let's move to the test item, hop in a shop, and see if we can find an item being sold. Oh wait, there it is. Destroy nearby enemies. Did it. I mean, it is at least plumbing the UI properly. That's what I was hoping. You find the other ones maybe? One of these. I see another bomb up there. So one thing to quickly check would be if we can find at least two. All of these just spawned the bomb. Like that one also did. Wait, oh wait, no, there's some other one. Laser, wings. Cool. Alright. So we have... Pretty sure it's the case that if I try and buy it, it'll crash. Let's double check that. I think making that work will be the... Oh, just nothing happens. Is it even no longer for sale? What happened? Yeah. So like if I go to this one. Okay, I sold... Oh, I sold it and it's like there. But I don't think anything is actually... Right, yeah, it's... So it didn't crash, that's kind of cool, and it connected the upgrade system, that's okay. But, not actually what we wanted. We wanted to change our active item. So, now I think we actually go back to the shop. Not shop UI, shop. And we look for item bought. Okay. Here. Attempt buy. Then guess what we could do is have like a helper function here that's static, like active item index. It would just be if index is this. We know the order. Is active item if, not just if. Turn index. To that. Now we can know shop our attempt by if it'll always be one. Safely say if item shop item spawn manager, and it was, oh, I didn't give it, no, is active item at index. Oh, we're already in. Added. I is just top item spawn. What? Staying. I have no idea how. It's like modifier type. Okay, so in the call of on by, like on, add component should look. Yes. Oh, I see. So shop item upgrade has this that is called for all shop item base. If I want shop item upgrade to also mean, I guess I can just check if modifier type name, oh, string, then we can assume it's an active item. What active item it is. So I guess in our shop item on manager where we spawn it in, we will need to associate this I index, or no, this global index. Oh yeah, we do have the global index here. We can say shop item spawn manager is active item at index. If it is, then we can get the active item index saying probably need another helper for that. Be like static public will get adjusted active item index int global index and then it's index minus this. So that'll tell us its active item, like its index into the active item array. We then can tell our active item manager go set our thing to that. It's like adjusted active item index. This thing. Good. Oh, it's printing the wrong. Okay. Then we can say active item manager set you that current active item. It's not static, but I think I have the player at this point. I can do player shop child collider transform parent is there. Get component in children active item manager. Save our active manager and active manager. Let's set active item index, active item index. Okay, I think we've done it. Now, I mean, like, there's still many how did I get? There's a getting these errors. That's like you. Random ng not random as it in like random. Okay, yeah, that's you can say like no, there's actually not a conflict here. This is the one I want to use without having to add that like awful prefix and everything. Okay, so what do we expect to happen? Nothing should crash, obviously. We should be able to buy an active item in the shop, and that should actually change the active item we currently have equipped. We'll go in with the stopwatch equipped. See what you got here. Find an active item. Okay, there's the laser staff. I hit I. Oh wait, that's E. I. Double buy. All right, yeah. Switch to laser staff, and then just as like a final test, I zap it. Yeah, we are actually in the laser staff mode. I guess one other thing to fix is I don't want the active item being added to the collected upgrades UI. And do there. Say if shop item spawn manager is active item at index just saying, hey, I know you're setting up stuff here, stuff is bought in the shop, but active items I want you to skip, so just do nothing. So we'll do one last test of that. Okay, we'll hop in here. We'll find an active item. There's another stopwatch that's not very useful. Okay, bomb. Buy the bomb. It did not show up in our active use items. And if we now leave the shop, we hit E, we use the bomb. Done. Did everybody. All right, and as like a final sort of meta check, let's just hop back to our main level. sure nothing broke, but we can go ahead and off. Yeah, I guess just like reviewing this. Unfortunately, boss upgrades are out of time for that again. But some of this took a bit longer than expected. Also, it should be some of the foundation was laid. I cleaned up some unexpected things. I still think this is like a solid chunk of progress. Let's see, go over the short list so I can. Okay. I guess the biggest. Oh, here's something I can fix really quick. I didn't save. I didn't save the changes to the UI and stuff. So it's not showing in the main level. Let's head back to our test item level and go to, I guess it would be the UI, which is under the GSM. Here, to go ahead and apply. It's not this we need to apply. This we need to apply. Okay, let's hop back to our main level and see if that. Yeah, so that switched us over to our nice newer upgrade UI. We can also, as a secondary, check here, see if we can buy something from the shop. So I think this main level is starting to at least like look decent-ish from an effects perspective. Don't love the combo UI. That probably will get a round of upgrade. Also, the shop UI has been on my list for quite a while. I can buy the test active item. That looks cool. The shield shows up when I buy it. I can also buy the stopwatch and switch back to the stopwatch. So yeah, it looks like this sort of item tech is has properly sort of ported over to the main level. Our shield just killed a chicken. That's cool. Yeah. So, but yeah, this shop UI is one of the these things spawn together. The shop UI is one of the main things I want to improve. I think I just use more of the vertical space. I'm gonna pause this effect. I'm gonna pause all the dudes out here and make the black and white stuff more consistent. So shop UI is a big thing, but this is an effect bug. In terms of what's it called? In terms of like the core guts, I think I am in a pretty good state, having set up like all my sub repositories and set up my Wise integration and sort of like a collaboration workflow with my audio designer. And also during these past few weeks, I was working with the artist of the Retro Lines asset pack to expand and add some additional sprites for some planned bosses and just some things to make it look nicer. I can actually show some of that. Yeah, like stuff like this. Having these foreground vines, I think, would help quite a lot in just having a script that sort of spawns them a little bit random is really gonna make it feel more different, I think. Also, lots of different potential for vine variation here, so we can maybe get some more programmatic variation in like the vine spawn script. But yeah, I think I have bad guys as well. Yeah, so we got like bird, we got a big spider. There is like a final Vine sort of incarnation guy to be our last boss. So yeah, sort of like meta process stuff of like, let's get some additional art, let's set up a workflow audio pipeline, and let's integrate better audio structure, audio software in Wise versus just the built-in Unity. Yeah, unfortunately, these kinds of things don't really feel as much like tangible progress. They don't have as much visual, tangible progress, but they're important. And now that those are sitting on sort of good foundations, I can really just full steam ahead, finish up the remainder of the functionality for pre-alpha, and once that pre-alpha milestone is hit, really just implementing content from there, content and tuning. So yeah, I don't know. It may not I don't know if it seems like it, but really big leaps of progress are being made at a much faster pace than they have been in the past, and there's going to be a playable version pretty dang soon. Definitely before the end of the year when I can start getting some time off from my main job. But yeah, but that's gonna be it for me for today. I'm gonna clean up some code and make those UIs look better, the item UI. So yeah, it's gonna be cleaning up managers, cleaning up items, getting them to a cohesive item framework. And then once I do that, so two things of getting to a cohesive sort of organized framework, and then the UI, just sort of the last big outlier, not looking well. Uh, yeah, hopefully I'll have a lot of cool stuff to show you next Tuesday and the progress I made in I guess we'll see. Have a good night and thanks for